Hello, hello, hello. Test, test, test. Does this work? I don't. Fuck, I'll just start, whatever. Just go for it. So, hello guys. I'm Asante P. I'm a software and mechanical engineer in Japan, working on my own company, Kanto Robotics, and I do this Asante P for fun on the side. I work on cars and robots. These are some robots I will build during this week, and the coming weeks I'll make more and more and more robots. But today, this is more the mechanical side, this session. It's how to work with scan data. I see a lot of people struggle to work with scan data, and therefore I would love to show you guys how to do this in a proper way. So, for no further ado, let's get into it. Okay. If everything's correct, you guys should see my screen. And let me check. Yeah, you guys should see my screen. So this is something very cool and dear to my heart. I met a person in a hostel in Tokyo, and this young lady was rocking a stroller. She's an awesome voice actor, and I'll put her in the description below. And since she has a stroller, you have this thing where you have to use both your hands and you want to sit down. But if you're not a super mobile anymore, or you haven't never been, you want to put your cup somewhere, right? And this stroller did not have a cup. This is a 3D scan, as you can see with like the markers. I made the scan with the Einscan 3D, a very affordable, I would say amateur. It's definitely an amateur scanner. So normally what you do, you make a 3D scan, and it works from LiDAR, similar to an iPhone. And it sends the LiDAR, it uses a laser, as it were, to make an image in 3D, a point cloud. That's what you can see here. So if we zoom in, you can see all these little points, all these little points, which are super cool. However, if you want to have a clear view of your material or the object you're scanning, you want to have as rough as texture as possible. You can do this in a few ways. Either you use a spray that gives it a rough texture. You can buy a 3D scan spray, and usually come in different colors like green, red, orange, blue. You can buy them in any color at this point. But if you're cheap, and I got this trick from Fast Motorsports, I'll try to find him later and put it in the link below, because it's a very interesting video where he explains how to do 3D scanning in a proper way. You mix baby powder and some form of alcohol, or ethanol actually. This can be anything. What I use back home in Europe is what they put in small furnaces. They call it wasbenzine, which is almost like 98% ethanol. So this is a medium. It picks up the baby powder, as it were, and keeps it on the object. So what happens? So okay, TLDR, you have alcohol mixed with baby powder, you spray it on the object, the alcohol will evaporate, leaving you with a very evenly dispersed white object, and which is super easy for 3D scanner to scan. While I was in a hostel, I didn't have baby powder at my disposal. I didn't have ethanol just laying around, so I went another route. We just put a lot of dots on this thing. As you can see, it's not perfect. It worked really well on surfaces that were a bit rough already, but it was struggling with this because these were all the reflections where they were like metal. But we persevered, we tried, we continued. So let's continue from this data. Let's, work fast. So this is a point scan, so you want to mesh your model. Normally what I do, I just keep it standard. If I was to 3D print it, I would do a watertight model and make sure it's fully tight. And also, if you're working with this in other programs like Blender and you only need this like for a reference, you simplify it a lot, but I have a beast of machine, so I don't need to. I can just let it go. This is super uninteresting, what we're doing right now. You just have to wait until the processing is done. chill. Yeah, not much to it. There's something I'm working on right now. It's a little robot from Gundam. Haro-chan, I think. And I still need to design some innards for my boy, so he can do the flaps up. I'm not quite sure how to do it, because you can just put a servo and a basic connection. I might go that route first. Or you can use a apply mechanism, or even soft robotics, but maybe to keep my sanity, and since this is not my core business at all, I write software for my own company. We're just gonna go for the server route for now. And if people have more appetite for it, we can go nuts later. Okay, it's done meshing. Confirm. The texture color is incorrect, but to be honest, we don't care about the texture color. This is how it looks without texture color, by the way. Without the textures. Can you see? It's way easier to see the holes like this. And all those stickers we had before, all those markers, almost all of them have been filled up except for this one. But since in this application we don't care that much, we just kind of need this shape and this shape so we can attach. So, okay, a big thing about 3D scans is this is awesome, and you can work with this, and people might go all the way crazy and I'm going to use a paintbrush to delete all these type of small features that are hanging or floating. You can do that. Delete it and apply. It will process it. And again, if you have a slow computer, grip. I did there. But what I tend to do is try to keep as much data as possible, because you never know what you need. Like this curvature is like the band that the person is like leaning on, similar to the chair I have right now. Right? Although not crazy important, it's cool to see. I wanted to have a little bit of the band so I can see if I put a clamp on here, will it interfere with that? So that's why that little piece is hanging out. So okay, cool. Because the software is a bit weird, you have to go to the next step and create some features to make sure when you load this in Fusion 360, it's not crooked and weird. So what you do is create features. I learned this trick from design, learn everything by design. And first, I'll make a point, select point. This is like the center point of your object layer. For me, what's super important is this area right here. So what we're gonna do is just choose a point on that surface. Next, we need a straight line. You're like, why are we making these random things? Be patient, be patient. Okay, we need a straight-ish line. Nothing really here has like a nice straight line that I can use as a reference. But it just needs to be straight enough. This is a kind of hard edge. You know what, I'll choose this. And this. This looks straight-ish. Create. And last but not least, we need a surface. If my memory serves correct, this was pretty flat in person. So I'll make a 3-point fit. So within 3 points, we'll make a plane. So let's do that. Let's do that, guys. Let's do that, guys. So create this plane and close. You're like, what? Now we can align this bad boy. So we use a 3-to-1 system. We use that plane we just made. We choose that line we just made. We take that point and we align it. And as you can see, it's totally wrong. This is not the top. So what you want to do is see, okay, where is the front? This is the back. We're almost there. Okay, so this is the front according to it now. And to be honest, I kind of just YOLO this. Bam. Okay, now it has a proper alignment. And we close it. So if we save the file now and we upload it to Fusion 360, when you load it in, this is how it will come in your interface / browser. Okay, so that's cool. We're gonna save the scan, not in Kinkane, let's do it on Santepe. And the file name will be Stroller for Shani. An awesome, awesome voice actor. And I hope she does make it in Japan and We'll probably see her at some point, make some video, especially when we send this to her. I'll make a proper YouTube video out of it, you know, with editing and everything. Showing how she got it, how we made this, blah, 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 blah. That would be cool. Not sure what color. Probably pink. I have a bit of pink filament left. I have to buy some filaments later today. Okay, the computer's a bit slow, so let's, put on the power. We're gonna put on the fire. So let's put on the fire. No balance, nothing. Balls to the wall, just go. So that's a cool feature from the Lenovo laptops where you can put your laptop on quiet, balanced, and performance mode. Obviously, you can overclock the system, but I haven't done that stuff in ages because it voids warranties 9 times out of 10 and stuff just breaks. I'm not about that life anymore. I just want my stuff to work. Okay, so we no longer need this software, so we can close it. So it doesn't eat up RAM. And let's go to Fusion 360. Okay, a very important thing is we need to import this mesh. And one of the best things to do is just import the mesh. And the project is Asante. And I'll choose from my computer. And let's check the date modified. Okay, you can choose a few options. I saved the scan data and the object file and the STL. So this is mesh mixer file right here. If you're doing CAD design, you would like to have the object file or the step file because it has a bit more geometry information. However, if you're just going to work with the mesh, you won't have the STL. Some people have different opinions about this, but that's been my experience up to this point. If I'm wrong, please tell me. It's fine. Okay, it's going to take some time because I think it's a big old file. Yeah, it's busy, you see? And this is on a computer, it's pretty beefy, to be honest. 64 gigabytes of RAM, a proper video card, 4070, no 4090, we don't have that budget yet. But still, most CAD programs don't run on your RAM per se, or your video card. It's on how fast your CPU is. And especially single core performance is key. We live in the year 2024 and still single core performance is like the benchmark. Okay, cool. You see why it was super important to make the midpoint there and work with the file? Okay, you can also see the file super jittery because it's such a big file. For the sake of this stream, I'm just gonna bear with it, but normally what you could have done is simplify the model. So it's probably like 500 or 600 MB right now, or it might be gig even. Just make it smaller and it should be fine. Simplify a little bit. We just care about the shape. So yeah, that's a cool way to work with scan data and load it into Fusion 360. So let's go to top view. Because there's one last thing I want to show you. Okay. And I just want a little bit more to the middle because this is what we care about. Okay. And I might put it a bit lower. And I think it's hard for you guys to see from where you are. And this file is so big, guys. It is so big. I know. That's what my dentist said when he was pulling out my wisdom teeth. Yeah, it was a bad day. It's definitely a bad day. Okay, cool. And you should see like miraculously how much Fusion 360 speeds up when we don't have the body in view, and okay, it's pretty high when it's loaded in memory. So cool. From here, you can do all kinds of things. One of the easiest things to do, you can even have a slice of the geometry of this model. But another thing you can do, since I'm not gonna make this perfect, because I want her to be able to put the thing anywhere she wants to, because maybe she feels like, today, no, let's not do that, let's not restore paint. For example, if some days she wants to put it at her back or maybe at the side or whatever, we want to have this simple system where you have a bolt, and this is threaded. Not sure if it's threaded. This is one idea I have right now, right? And you have the clamp, as it were, and in the middle is her stroller. So if you twist the bolt, pressure will come because it's threaded, and then she can put this clamp everywhere. But saying this and thinking about it is like, this is not metal, this is printed, so it will wear out pretty quickly. And she wants to put a cup in here. I can see the situation where she's putting a cold liquid in there or very hot liquid. No, this is a bad idea, to be honest. This is a terrible idea. Okay. Another way that might be interesting, and I think I've seen it more with people, because the last few days I've been looking at people that might have attachments to their strollers or mobility devices, is maybe use one of these, like a little ear that's attached to a bigger flap of material. And through here, you can put the material that goes like, I don't know what you call it in English, to be honest, at the moment. Klittenband. But yeah, that you can just rip it open easily, and then you can reposition. Because that stuff is pretty legit. I have it on my bicycle and I have it on a few other things for years, and it just doesn't wear out. And when it wears out, you notice right away. So we can make a construction like making that, so you can just pull it through like that, and then at her own will she can tighten it or whatever, right? Furthermore, like here you can see something with a bolt, something similar what I had in my mind, but I think it's safer if we do something with like yeah, it's better if you do that from that material. So if you look from it from the side, and this, I'm just sketching this for the idea, because I have to go eat dinner with a friend, sadly enough, so I won't be able to stream this entire process. Okay, let's say for brevity's sake, right, this is 200 and this thing is like, again, these measurements are not the real deal. You finish sketch, you can press extrude or press E on the keyboard in Fusion 360. And you pull this arrow. What is going on, boys? I have never had this happen in my life. The object you're creating is not visible. Oh, because I turned off all bodies. Okay. I was about like, what? What is going on? Okay, cool. Okay. So we're making this is just to show you guys what I'm talking about with the. Okay, we make another sketch. You right click on the object, create a sketch, and you can press R on the keyboard. You get your normal rectangle, but I enjoy very much the single point rectangles because they're super sweet. Okay, we're not gonna dimension this for now. Just press E again, and when you pull the arrow, you can like bam, pull it through. This is cool. Don't do that ever. Don't make holes this way, because if you draw something else later, and this thing recalculates, you have this vacuum that you don't even know about. The best practice in this sense, at least to my knowledge, is don't do the distance, but do the object. So do the end of this. So if you make this thing way longer, it's still good. But if you make the hole the different way, say, if you do it the old school way, and you make it distance, say 50 mil, and now we change this, you don't have your hole anymore. However, if you chop it in half and you want to check it, you will see at some point, oh wait, let's make another section analysis. Let's do it the smart way. You see? And that's not what you want. You want this thing to be all the way through. And by the way, if you want to turn off your section analysis, just press here in the little file browser thing. I found out about it the other day. So again, this is how you want to double click on here and do to objects. Choose the end, so it just always moves with you. So yeah, something like this, a clip where you can pull this sticky synthetic material that no idea what it's called, and you're good. As you can see, it's a bit big. So what I can do is the following. I can delete this body for now, and I'll just try to do like a dirty, super dirty speed run to model this thing. How would I do this? How would I do this, to be honest? I'll scribble something, see what's up, and see how far I can get. What is wise though? What is like not so super? Something like this, right? And this is why it's so cool to have a 3D scanner. You can make all kinds of knickknacks. How fat is this thing? Let's make it like 10 maybe too big. Like 10 mil thick, like a centimeter. Don't know what it is in freedom units, boys, but this is to begin. It's one side, and I guess you can make it two sides. Hard to say. Hard to say. Well, I'm sorry, to be honest. My guy is here. I need to go. So, guys, it was awesome. Next time I'll try to make a full video and prepare it properly, where we have like kind of design. But I want to take you guys with me in the design process. At least you guys saw today how you can take the scan data, orient it properly, so it's super easy to load it into Fusion 360. You saw that I put a very big file in Fusion 360 and then it starts like do this. So you can simplify it. If you want to know how to do it, I can show you it, guys, another time. Otherwise, check Learn Everything by Design. Or the other automotive channel that I'll put in the description. I hope all of you have a good one and have a nice day. I'm Hassan Tepe and I work on robots and race cars for fun.